Hello folks, this is Steve A.B4L. I was on my other machine and I was just typing in stray thoughts into Google search, find something interesting to read. Hacking news. Let's see if it comes up with the same things. Yep, okay. I saw something in this cluster exclusive. Doge official at DOJ bragging about hacking distributed pirated software 1 day ago. So when I clicked on it, it got this page. This is on the other machine. Exclusive. He's on the team there. The guys in the room that are directing everything. He's bragging about hacking and distributing pirated software. Okay. That caught my eye because this particular person's been mentioned before. This site has been hacked by Renegade 4D3 whatever. The words, this site has been hacked by Renegade, are displayed on the archive site of a rival video game cheating website, April 1st, 2025 screenshot. Stanley's hacking past raises concern among former justice officials. Former justice officials? Stanley has active, they can't go and talk to anybody that works for the DOJ because there's been a change of regime. And I read today that some people in cybersecurity directly answering to the president were let go today because apparently my understanding is they weren't cautious enough about running their mouths to the wrong people. We're all human. Stanley, whoever that is, has active security clearance. DOJ expresses confidence in his abilities. Stanley distanced himself from hacking, but posted footage of a hack in 2014. Well, he was probably a kid then. He's a kid now. Washington, April 2nd. A top employee of billionaire Elon Musk, who is now working in the U.S. Justice Department, previously bragged about hacking and distributing pirated software, according to archived copies of his former websites reviewed by Reuters. So here we go. Christopher Stanley, a 33-year-old engineer who has worked at both Musk's social media company X and space launch company Space. All right, so Musk has him on the payroll for a reason that would never have occurred to the people who wrote this political article. He's a fucking genius. Remember, I'm retired from IT. There are, out of every 100, there are 2, maybe 3, maybe as many as 4 that really get it, and the rest of them just do it. And if you don't understand the difference, you've never handled problems that could run into a lot of money. Christopher Stanley, a 33-year-old is a senior advisor in the Deputy Attorney General's office, according to a former Justice Department official and a staff directory listing reviewed by Reuters. This guy was assigned there while working in Musk's Department of Government Efficiency that President Donald Trump set up to slash federal bureaucracy, to slash inefficiency and wasting. Why don't they say it? Why do they say it as an opposition writer? Are they news or are they political? Musk said no organization has been more transparent than DOGE, but there's been little public information on the responsibilities and background of its staff. Stanley ran a series of websites and forums starting as far back as 2007. Oh, I got it right. As far back, this first time I'm reading it, as far back as 2006 when he was 15. I told you. He's got it. I've known people like that. You work for an internationally known, internationally hired operating IT company. A situation arises where you've got a software flaw that you've just figured out, and it's making you shit in your pants, because if the hackers find out about it, they can destroy banks by a complete takeover in 10 seconds, sitting at home with a computer and a keyboard and an internet connection and a browser. Of course, that assumes that once they get in, they know what to do. Isn't that what it's all about these days? I just described it a different way. Several of those, registration data preserved by the Internet intelligence firm Domain Tools shows several of these sites distributed pirate ebooks. I read today about yet another lawsuit against these AI companies who were using pirated books, pirated ebooks to train their models. And the ones that are getting sued are big, well-known names. This is slander. Why don't they go slander Meta, which I believe was the company that was specifically mentioned? Bootleg software and video game cheats. They're still doing video game cheats, according to copies maintained by Internet Archive, the Wayback Machine. So let's see what he looks like now. I'm sure this okay, that's an actor. There it is. Christopher Stanley, title, Security Engineering Company SpaceX, and X. Education, Master of Science, Computer Science, Cybersecurity. So he's in his 30s now. Always read, watch, and listen yourself. Go directly to the source. Don't rely on snippets, summaries, or secondhand interpretations, as they are often misleading. Taken up. That's essentially what I was saying about that Reuters article. He's just saying it in a politer way. Misleading, taken out of context, or intentionally twisted to drive engagement. Stop outsourcing your thinking. This is the first time I'm reading this. Breaking. Man decides to keep box of random cables he's had since 2002 for another year. That's obviously himself. I got a box like that in the other room. Mr. President, I wear a hoodie. It's too cold for a t-shirt. See the X? President Trump on the DOGE dress code. Elon Musk has some very brilliant young people working for DOGE that dress much worse than him, actually. They dress in just t-shirts. You wouldn't know. So he's having fun with it. Update. This is on February 18th. I actually figured it out. This is how you change the plane. All passengers must plug in before takeoff to provide enough power for the flight. What blows my mind is that people could have taken 8 months of pay and done nothing that they wanted. But instead, they'd rather complain about writing 5 bullet points, get fired, and walking away with nothing. What's he referring to? Do you remember? What did Elon Musk tell thousands of government workers on Friday? By Monday, we want in my email mailbox your resume and 5 things you've accomplished in the last month. And they complained about it. I could have done that at any time. All right, so now this is his own self-portrait. This is the guy they're talking about in that Slash article. Now, their complaint about him is that he used to be a hacker. Started when he was a teenager. Why would Musk have him on the team? It's easy. I just told you before. I've seen it myself. You've got 150 people doing the same job. And I was one of the 2 or 3 or 4, sometimes as many as 5 people on that team of 150. See, I'm patting myself on the back. That was good enough to figure out certain kinds of problems that came in once in a while that couldn't be avoided and were critical showstoppers. You see, in any organization where you've got 150 people doing the same thing, there are people that do things like they sit there and they watch the problem records coming in on the queue and they pick all the easy ones off. I closed 64 problem records this last month. And I typically would close 16. 4 a week. Does that sound like I was inefficient? No, it wouldn't if you went and read what was involved. Because those other ones are going, yeah, we have a fix for that one. What is it when you can fix something, figure out how to fix something that has stumped 6 other people. And then they say, let's have Steve look at it, see what he thinks. Patting myself on the back. That's what they would say. But back to this guy. Christopher Stanley, a 33-year-old engineer who has worked at, he has previously bragged about hacking and distributing pirated software. Now, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to show you what memory it triggered. Now remember, I'm old. I'm wondering if Musk saw the movie. To catch a thief, let's see if they complete it. (1955) film. Can you see it? To catch a thief, set a thief, send a thief to catch a thief. What does it mean? Here's the AI overview. Set a thief to catch a thief means to use someone known for dishonest and unscrupulous behavior to catch another person with similar characteristics. In other words, they think the same. You don't, but they do. It implies that one dishonest person can often understand and anticipate the tactics, the thinking that just are foreign to you of another. The phrase is a proverb that suggests using someone who's familiar with a particular crime or behavior to help solve or prevent it. And then they're repetitive. Imagine a police force trying to catch a series of bank robbers. They might hire a former bank robber or somebody with knowledge of the inner workings of a bank to help them understand the criminal's methods and tactics. The phrase is sometimes used interchangeably with, "it takes one to know one." But what did it trigger from my memory? Set a thief to catch a thief. Movie. To Catch a Thief is a 1955 Alfred Hitchcock film starring Cary Grant and Grace Kelly, where a reformed jewel thief suspected of returning to his old ways must clear his name by catching a new thief on the French Riviera. John Roby, a retired jewel thief known as the Cat, is suspected of a new series of robberies on the French Riviera. To clear his name, he must prove his innocence and catch the real thief. So that was Cary Grant, the reformed jewel thief, Frances Stevens, a pampered heiress who catches Roby's eye, and Jessie Stevens, Francie's mother, a wealthy widow. It's the French Riviera, a glamorous backdrop for the suspenseful story, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, based on the 1952 novel by somebody named David Dodge. It won the Academy Award for Best Cinematography. It's based on the proverb, set a thief to catch a thief. And you can see it streaming in on Amazon Video. HD retro, you can play the trailer yourself. You remember Grace Kelly. Okay, let me wind the things together. This is beautiful. I wasn't sure who the female was. So Cary Grant and Grace Kelly. This will wind it up, and you'll see what I mean by it. I can't believe how these things happen. Who is Grace Kelly? Princess of Monaco. American actress. Grace of Monaco was an American actress in Princess of Monaco. As the wife of Prince Rainier III from their marriage in 1956 until her death in 1982. Prior to her marriage, she achieved stardom in several significant Hollywood films in the early to mid-1950s. Ranked 13 of 25 greatest female stars. And I remember a number of her, like High Noon and Mojambo. I remember that one. Mogambo. The Country Girl, I remember that one. The Bridges of Tokori. Dial M for Murder. Yep. And To Catch a Thief. Now, why does that wind around to me? See, it's a small world. She's from Philadelphia. She grew up in Philadelphia. I haven't read this before. Grace Patricia Kelly was born in 1929 at Hahnemann University Hospital in downtown Philadelphia to an affluent and influential family. Her father won 3 Olympic gold medals from sculling near the Schuylkill River. You don't know what sculling is? You don't know what the Schuylkill River is. I used to see them out there doing it. He owned a successful brickwork contracting company, Democratic prominent mayor of Philadelphia, lost with close margin, served in the Fairmount Park Commission, Kelly family home built by Kelly Sr., 1929 in East Falls, Philadelphia. East Falls is formerly known as Falls of the Schuylkill. Didn't I just mention the Schuylkill River? Is a neighborhood in lower northwest Philadelphia. It lies on the east bank, blah, 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 blah. Now let me show you something. You saw the house, right? Let's go back and get the picture of the house. You can see it. Germantown. I lived in Germantown. Philadelphia. That's Germantown, Maryland. Germantown, Philadelphia. Now, it said that the house was in the lower northwest Philadelphia. See that right there? And here's Germantown. There's Schoolhouse Lane. There's Wissahickon Avenue. There's Wissahickon Avenue. I lived, among other places, on West Queen Lane. We'll say right about here. Okay, right? You see where you see the train going downtown? Okay? And here's Wissahickon Avenue. And Grace Kelly grew up somewhere around here. Let's try it. Address of house Grace Kelly grew up in. "3901 Henry Avenue in the East Falls neighborhood of Philadelphia." And they're showing a picture of it. Oh, I thought she lived off of Wissahickon. Oh, I thought she lived off of Wissahickon. She was off of Henry Avenue. Now, this is even better. They're claiming the house is right there. See it? Let's see if the street view gives that. There it is. Yep, there it is. Do I know where Henry Avenue is? Yeah. Okay. So that's where the house is. We'll kill this. It's right here. So we go down Henry Avenue to West Queen Lane. And we go, oh, this map is wrong. Oh, Henry Avenue's on the other side. That's right. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. So the house was right there. And then you go to West Queen Lane this way, and I lived here. So I lived about 5 or 6 blocks from where Grace Kelly grew up. Do you think they're all connected in some way in my brain? It all started with me reading this thing here. This is how my mind works. Now, why am I telling you this? Remember what and we're talking about the guy they're talking about. This guy here. Now, I'm not in his class. I'm almost certain of that. This guy's got 50 points more IQ than I do. But in a certain sort of way, we're kindred spirits, especially seeing this, because I got stuff like this in the other room. And when I was working in that big internationally known, internationally operating IT company, everybody thought I was strange. because I didn't look at things the same way they did. They did what I call groupthink. And I would look at it my way. And when they would give up in desperation, let's see what Steve thinks about this and get a solution. And how did they get to the solution? Not because I gave them the answer. I never fixed anything. And that guy doesn't fix anything either. He has a way of seeing through all the bullshit. And he gives you a critical insight that everybody else misses. And then someone else goes, aha! And they kind of know where to start looking for the answer. You see something that other people don't. And that triggers someone else to go, oh yeah. And they're the one that does the fix. But they wouldn't have got to it without you. I love that. I could show you that in the other room. Steve AB4L, just letting his mind wander, reminiscing a little bit, saying see you in 73.